Wonderful. Now let's move into our yin practice. The first shape that we'll be moving into is called turtle. It would be helpful to sit on top of a blanket, especially if you have a tight low back. Find your way to the edge of your blanket. Both knees are going to bend and the soles of your feet are going to come together. For turtle, slide your feet forward, creating a diamond shape in your legs. This can feel like a pretty sensational forward fold, so have a block or maybe even your bolster handy to support your forehead if needed. Let your hands and arms be like tent poles and start to walk them forward any amount until you find just the right amount of sensation. Take your time in the beginning stages of this shape to really allow for yourself to explore and feel what's present. Wherever you're at, take a deep breath and exhale, let it go. Once you've found your safe edge, check in and notice if you may need any more support to allow for you to be here for a few minutes. This might look like putting a block or a bolster underneath your forehead. It's also useful to know that sometimes after a couple of minutes of being in any particular shape, there may be a use for props about halfway into a shape, so it's good to have them close. Sometimes our body wants to go deeper into a shape, and sometimes about midway through it wants to come out. So keep all of that in mind, as I may not be cueing exactly when and what your body needs at any point in this practice. Deep breath. And exhale, let it go. Take a moment now and notice if there are any areas of your body that are gripping or resisting being in this space. A couple of usual suspects for this would be the jaw, the glutes, shoulders, really anywhere in the body could be gripping. These are some usual areas. So check in and see if you can soften. As you practice non-resistance within these shapes, that is, not resisting being where you are and feeling the sensations that you feel, even if they're uncomfortable. As long as there is no pain, there's opportunity for growth. The sensation that we feel that's uncomfortable, often in yin, are the areas of blockage that live inside of the body, sometimes for a very long time. When we meet those spaces with the pressure that is created through these shapes, through releasing our body in gravity, as well as our breath, these spaces have no other choice than to make a different decision. And as we hold loving space in non-resistance, usually that involves a dissolving of tension. Take a deep breath where you are. And exhale, let it go. Aquarius is an air sign that emerges from the mental sheath known as Manomaya Kosha. Although unlike the other air signs, Aquarius is considered to be more ether. It has tendencies towards being detached from the human experience in terms of emotions, and instead focuses on the bigger picture, seeing the future, community, and humanitarian attitudes. Perhaps in this way, we can see aspects of Vijnanamaya Kosha, the witness body, present in Aquarius, having a healthy detachment of the human experience so that there's space for a bigger picture to emerge. Take one final deep breath in this space and stay in the shape on the exhale. Slowly begin to walk your hands back, removing any and all props till you find your way into a seated position. Lean back on your hands, bend your knees, and widen your base. Now let one knee fall toward the midline, followed by the other, for a decompression shape called windshield wipers. Next, we'll be moving into a shape called deer. Sometimes it's called 90-90. You'll start by swinging your legs over to your left. Your left ankle will be behind you, and then your right shin will be in front of you. If your knees throw up a fight at all and sitting in this shape, see if sitting up on a bolster might work, like this. I also find it useful to sit on a blanket to support my ankles. If you're not using your bolster to sit on, go ahead and lay it out in front of you like this. You're going to set it up at an angle so that your torso then starts to relax down at an angle as well. Just like in turtle, extend your hands out to the sides like tent poles, and then slowly start to walk yourself down towards your bolster. If you find that your stopping point is before you reach the bolster, go ahead and again use your arms as tent poles and allow yourself to begin to relax there. If you're able to reach the bolster, go ahead and rest your torso on it and let your head turn to the right if it's available for your neck. This shape can sometimes feel quite awkward, so take a few moments to find your way into this shape through breath, through stillness, and through releasing any resistance. Deep breath in, and exhale, release. This particular shape gives us a unique opportunity to work with both the gallbladder and liver meridians. There's an opportunity to work the liver meridian by drawing the left knee back slightly to bring in more sensation. Remember to always work at your safe edge in the spirit of exploration rather than any forcing. Continue to explore yourself in the shape, the deep breath, and exhale, let it go. You can also explore bringing more sensation through the gallbladder meridian by drawing your right shin forward any amount. Deep breath. Full exhale. What intention are you setting for this new moon cycle? How might it align to the characteristics of Aquarius to be supported at this time? For example, I set the intention to become consciously aware of the larger picture of what is happening in this area of my life. Take one final deep breath on this side, and exhale, let it go. To exit out of this shape, please honor your body and move very slow. Start with sliding your hands back to where they're underneath your shoulders, and then press your hands down into the earth and slowly lift your head and torso up. Once you're upright, lean over to your right side and unwind your left leg. Unless your right knee feels super cranky, leave your right knee bent, and with your left leg extended, just rock it side to side for a counter pose. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, release. With your right knee still bent, you're going to now bend your left knee and swing your left knee on top of your right knee like this. This shape is called knee pile. If your knees are putting up a fight to be in this shape, there are a couple of modifications that may be supportive. You can try coming out of the pose slightly and tucking a block underneath your left knee. You can try half knee pile. And if neither of those are an option, you can come into a figure 4 position, either on the ground or in a chair. Once you find your version of the shape, we'll begin to move into stillness. First, make sure that you're at a safe edge and that there's no pain in your knees or anywhere else in your body. Take a deep breath. And exhale, let it go. This is another sort of awkward shape that can really test our ability to be in our witness body and just observe what's happening without getting involved emotionally, particularly if there's a lot of sensation. Take a deep, spacious breath. And exhale, let it go. What do you notice is present for you right now? Do you feel supported by your props and chosen depth to be in this space without resistance? Can you go even deeper and notice if there is any unconscious resistance? If so, can you bring your awareness to this space and let it go, using the power of breath? As you create space in your physical body, this creates space in your mind. This draws you closer into experiencing the Aquarian quality of air, which is ether. Take one final deep breath in this space and let it go. Be kind to your knees and your body by slowly unwinding from this shape. Again, pressing your hands down into the earth and move as slow as you can. Once you are upright in your torso, bring your hands behind you and extend both legs in front of you. Here, I invite you to explore some intuitive movement to allow for your body to unwind from the last two shapes. Let's start to make our way over to the second side, starting with deer. This time we'll swing our legs over to our right side, with the right leg coming behind us and then the left shin coming in front of us. If your knees do not move this way on this side, again, try sitting on top of a bolster. If it works for your body today to be on the ground, use your bolster and lay it out diagonally like this. Once your lower body is in the general idea of the shape, start with taking a deep breath. On the exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands forward, any amount, until you reach your safe edge. If it's available for your body to come all the way down to the bolster, do so, and this time let your head turn toward the left, if it's available for your neck. The last logistical piece that I'll speak to in this shape is to increase the sensation through your inner right thigh. You can draw your right knee back slightly. As well, if it feels like you can increase the sensation through your left hip, you can slide your left shin forward like you do in pigeon. This is why the shape is often called 90-90, because your legs would look like they're both in 90-degree angles. Whatever version of the shape you are in, find your sweet spot, find your breath, and find stillness. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Explore what is present in this space for you now. In this shape, we have the opportunity to work through and clear emotional energies of resentment and anger. These energies can live dormant inside of our cells, our organs, and various parts of our body, depending on if we have gone through the process of acknowledging these energies and releasing them. Once we become aware of what emotions dwell inside of us, the next thing we must do is feel them fully. By doing so, we acknowledge and honor all of life's passages as divine and fruitful for our growth. As you continue to practice non-resistance to what you feel, this allows for the natural power of healing to occur. Breathe. Take one last deep breath on this side. And a full exhale to release. Move very slowly to unwind out of this shape, pressing your hands down into the earth, and slowly rise up in your torso. Lean far over to your left to give space to unwind your right leg, and let your right leg stretch out long this time. Keep your left knee bent unless your body is intuitively telling you otherwise. Move intuitively through your right leg, maybe trying some ankle rolls or rocking your hips side to side to release the energy and allow for it to flow more freely after that last compression. Let's now move to knee pile on the second side. With your left leg grounded this time, bend your right knee and place your right knee on top of your left. For some of you, your knees may not stack one over the other, and that's okay. Modifications are that you can come slightly out of the shape and tuck a block underneath your knee. You can try half knee pile. You can try a figure four, either lying on the ground or sitting in a chair. Find your way into whatever version of the shape is workable for your body today. Once you're in the shape, take a deep, spacious breath. And exhale, let it go. What intention are you setting this new moon cycle? Continue to breathe life into your intention and allow for its energetic imprint to echo through the ether, beginning its process of creation. Deep breath in. Full, complete exhale. Continue to breathe on your own as you melt into timeless space. Take one more deep breath in this space and a full exhale to release. Mindfully and slowly unwind from this shape. I like to lean back on my hands, which feels like it gives extra space to unwind my legs. Extend both legs out in front of you and rock your ankles side to side. Take a deep breath. And you can run the palms of your hands down the sides of your legs for a little massage, and just to support the free-flowing movement of energy. We'll spend about 30 seconds in the counter pose of caterpillar, which is just a forward fold. Your knees can be bent, just allowing for your body to readjust from the deep compression of the last shape. Take a deep breath. And exhale, release for a few moments. Start to walk your hands back towards your shoulders and come back into a seat. The next shape we'll move into is a supine twist lying on our back. But first, let's go ahead and set up the necessary props that we'll need for this shape. and then the shape that we'll be moving in directly after. We'll start by twisting over to the left side of the mat. So bring your bolster over to the left side of the mat, about a third way down. For today, in this shape, I'm also going to suggest the use of 2 blocks, so have those handy once you're down on your back. From there, we'll be moving into another shape where we'll be using our strap today. So have all of these handy and meet me on your back. Take a deep breath and just settle into this new orientation on your back. If your knees aren't bent already, bend your knees and place both feet on the ground. Pick your hips up off the ground and slide them over to your right. Extend your left leg straight and long on the mat, and with your right knee bent, twist it over to the left side. Here's where your bolster is going to come in handy. You're going to tuck your bolster underneath your right knee lengthwise to support your whole shin. Take a moment to adjust your bolster to support your lower body, and when you're ready, you're going to grab your first block and tuck it behind your right shoulder blade. You're then going to place your second block off to the side so that it supports your hand in an open position. If this is in any way uncomfortable for your body, you can do without the blocks and just allow for your shoulder to come to the earth or just be in gravity. For some, these blocks set up this way can provide the necessary support for the full twist and unwinding of the spine, as well as the opening of the heart. Once you're settled into the shape and settled with your props, settle into stillness. Take a deep breath. The full exhale to let it go. Relax your belly. Relax your inner thighs. Relax your jaw. Full surrender to allow what the intelligence of your body knows what to do on its own without resistance. Finding its way back to balance. Deep breath in. Full exhale to release. Bring your awareness to the space just under your right rib cage. Imagining the space of the gallbladder. Let your next breath be sent directly to this space. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. I invite you to imagine coming forth from this space the energy of courage. As we move into a new future, one that we consciously and co-create with others, it's going to take a great deal of initiative and courage. Invite these energies in as allies to support you in your journey. Take one more deep breath on this side. And exhale to release. If you're using blocks, brush those off to the side and come onto your back. Keep your left leg long and bend your right knee and bring your right foot to the floor. Next, reach for your strap and take your strap and wrap it around underneath the ball of your right foot. Hold the strap on both sides of your foot and then bring just enough slack into your strap so that the back of your shoulders can rest on the earth rather than being rounded forward. This is going to reduce the potential for creating tension in the front of the shoulders and the chest through this stretch. Find a safe edge here, and we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths in this space before we move into the final version of this shape. Take a deep breath here. Full exhale to release. Another deep inhale in. And this time on the exhale, can you lengthen your right hip crease down towards your opposite heel? Keep your airborne leg extended, and now start to twist back over to the left, this time with your leg extended and using the strap. Utilize your bolster again to support your leg, and then release the strap into your left hand if that's helpful. Your right arm can open back into a twist or just rest along your side. This particular shape often can bring a very intense sensation to the areas of the gallbladder meridian. So just move with your body and your breath. Deep breath in. Full exhale to release. Relax your glutes, your jaw, your hands, your belly. Allow yourself to make contact with the sensations that you feel. Call on courage to allow for you to stay present, even in the face of discomfort. Breathe. Can you find expansive space in both the shape and in your mind for 3 more breaths? Last breath. Allow your intuition to guide you into coming out of this shape. Maybe you want to bend your knee first, or maybe you want to extend your right leg long first. Release the strap off to the side and come onto your back. And a good decompression for the shape is to bring your legs into space. Take your palms and run them along the sides of your legs through the gallbladder meridian, bringing a nice massage. Bend both knees and now return your feet back to the ground. Using as little effort as necessary, shift your bolster now from the left side of your mat over to the right. Your blocks are going to now shift over to the left side of your mat. Once your props are organized, find your way onto your back, your knees are bent, and your feet are on the earth. This time, pick your hips up off the ground and shift them over to the left side. Extend your right leg long onto the mat and bend your left knee and twist over to the right. Set your bolster up so that your lower leg feels supported, and then settle your lower body into this twist. Now take one block and tuck it behind your left shoulder blade. This is intended to support your shoulder and heart opening, while the second block is intended to support your arm extending. Settle into your props, and then into the shape, and then settle into stillness. deep breath in. Full exhale to release. Here, I invite you to enjoy the silence and the space with your own breath for the next couple of minutes. Continue to soften and relax any areas that are gripping or resisting, and settle into stillness. Wherever you are at in your breath cycle, take one final deep breath into the space with a full exhale to release. If you're using blocks, brush those off to the side so that you can come onto your back. Take a moment and a breath in a neutral spine. And when you're ready, take the strap and this time loop it around the ball of your left foot or just underneath the ball. Give enough slack in the strap so that your shoulder blades can come onto your back and the front of your chest is open. Release any unnecessary gripping of the strap. Just let it be just the right amount. This time, with your left hip crease lengthening towards the opposite heel, lengthen through your left heel for a couple of deep breaths here in this space. Deep inhale. Full exhale to release. Stay present with breath. Inhale. Again, exhale. With your left leg still extended, you can transfer the strap into your right hand and extend your left leg off to the right side, coming into a twist. Your bolster will be there to catch your left foot and support. Take a few moments to find your safe edge and release any unnecessary gripping of your strap. Once you find your way into the shape, again, feel a sense of your left hip crease lengthening down towards your opposite heel. Take a couple of deep, spacious breaths to clear any strong sensations that you might be feeling and helping to remove any blockages from this space. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Again, inhale. Release any gripping of your inner thighs. And exhale to release. Again, breathe. Release any gripping of your jaw, of your belly. Remember, that's resisting the flow of energy. Release your breath, the pathway of letting it go. Take a couple of more breaths on your own, continuing to release resistance through breath, through surrender, through awareness. Wherever you're at, in your breath cycle, take just one final deep inhale. With a full exhale to release. Intuitively come out of the shape and we'll meet on our backs. Again, the counter pose is to bring your legs into space, extending your feet towards the sky. Allow your knees to be bent as much as they need to. Take your palms and run them along the sides of your legs in a T-band, that gallbladder meridian. Deep breath in. And full exhale to release your feet back down to the mat. For our final shape before Shavasana, we won't need any props, so go ahead and remove any props from your mat or any props that might be off to the side of your mat, just giving yourself space. We're moving into Banana Asana. From your back, extend both legs long onto the mat. Next, reach your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. We'll start with walking our heels over to the left corner of the mat. Next, begin to arc your upper body over to the left as well, as if your body is the shape of a banana or a crescent moon. Take a few moments to wiggle out the fidgets and find a space where you can relax and release into this shape. For some of you, you might find it available to cross your right ankle over your left for a little added sensation through your right hip. Explore where your safe edge is today and take a deep breath. In astro-acupuncture, the system of the body that Aquarius is said to rule are the calves, the shins, and the ankles. According to Louise Hay, these areas of the body are said to correlate to breaking down ideals and standard of life, moving toward the future with ease, flexibility, and innocence, and being open to receiving the pleasures of life. Impairment in any of these areas of the body could lead to a fear of the future and not wanting to move, being inflexible and feeling guilt, and not being able to receive the pleasures of life. Take a deep breath with the intention to bring resolve to any disharmony in the gallbladder meridian or the lower legs. Deep inhale. And a full exhale to release. Begin to walk your feet back to the midline of the mat, followed by your upper body. If it feels intuitive, you can bend your knees and draw them into your chest, or you can stay stretched out and take a full body deep breath. And exhale, let it go. We'll move into the second side by walking the feet over to the right corner of the mat. Once you found your safe edge there, start to arc your upper body over to the right corner of the mat. If your arms aren't already extended up overhead, please do so now. Banana Asana, or crescent moon. Play with the arc in both your lower body and your upper body to find your safe edge. And if it feels like you can bring more sensation, you can try crossing your left ankle over your right and explore if that feels good for your body. Once you've found your sweet spot, take a deep breath and exhale into stillness. A quote shared by one of my teachers reads that self-love is a revolution that every atom in your body is marching for. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Continue to breathe into the space and the silence for the next couple of minutes. Wherever you're at in your breath cycle, take one final deep breath and a full exhale to release. Begin to unwind from this space by walking your heels back to neutral, followed by your upper body. Bend your knees and place your hands on top of them and rock side to side to mobilize your sacrum and create a little massage for your low back. When you feel complete, we'll move into our final shape of Shavasana. For maximum support, I recommend to bring a bolster underneath your knees to support your low back and a blanket over your body to stay warm. Gather your props of choice and begin to settle into this final shape. Once you're settled, we'll begin a complete body scan to bring an even deeper level of relaxation into this shape. Start with bringing awareness to your feet. Relax your toes, your ankles, your lower legs. Relax your kneecaps, your thighs, your hips. Relax your pelvic floor, your organs, your chest. Relax your shoulders and arms, your forearms and hands and wrists. Relax your neck and feel a widening along the occipital ridge, with your head lengthening into the earth. Feel or sense your cranial bones relaxing, your ears relaxing. Relax your jaw, your tongue. Imagine your teeth relaxing in your gums. Relax your eyebrows and your forehead. And feel or sense your eyes growing heavy in their sockets. Invite yourself to float in this space of pure surrender and stillness as you release any effort of your breath. Invite for your breath to breathe you on its own accord, in its own wisdom, in its own time. Releasing into your full Shavasana. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back, hearing my voice and bringing some movement into the periphery of your body through your hands and fingers, feet and toes. Take a deep breath and an exhale to release it. Choose a side to roll over onto and use as little effort as necessary, and we'll meet in a seated posture. You're welcome to sit on your blanket for support. Bring your palms together in front of your heart for Anjali Mudra. I invite you to bow your head toward your heart. I'd like to share in closing a beautiful and quite well-known prayer known as the Serenity Prayer. It says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Take a deep breath as a gesture of gratitude for the life-giving medicine of your practice. And exhale, let it go. Inhale again in reverence to this new moon of Aquarius and for her wisdom, guidance, and energy. And exhale, let it go. And inhale one last time to acknowledge the deep well of wisdom and healing that lies within you. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Please feel free to stay and linger in this space of consciousness if time permits. And I thank you for joining me for this practice of Moons and Meridians. Namaste.